Johannesburg, also known as Joburg, is the largest city by population in South Africa and also the wealthiest. Johannesburg is also harboring the largest economy in the Southern African region. It is therefore no surprise that the city is chosen more often to host international events and summits. Welcome to AECA, and we shall take you to the C40's Mayor Summit, where leaders of the world converge on the same Johannesburg to discuss how to better combat climate change. Make yourselves comfortable.
Fourth, more cities are taking action not only to prevent climate change, but to adapt to it. And that's why climate adaptation is one of the highest ranking areas of action in our report.
None of these actions taken on their own will transform the world, but all of them together do take one very, very important step toward transforming the global economy toward low carbon.
I think the summit means turning point, and thanks that to all the staff of C40, but especially to Mayor Bloomberg, that the issue of climate change has become something that cities, especially big cities, cannot be away from. So
the introduction of the BRT and the expansion of the other bus system that we run, which is Metrobus, is about ensuring cheaper and more accessible transportation at a cheaper price for the communities of Johannesburg.
We believe in C40. We believe that you cannot manage it if you cannot measure it.
One example, we reuse the hot water coming from the industry to heat 50,000 houses. Hot water that normally was laid out in the river. And the energy bill linked to heating is about €1,000 per household. You might calculate yourself how much money that saves.
In 2011, C40 cities had taken something like 47 climate actions, which included steps like implementing green building codes or launching bicycle share programs. Today, here we are, only a few years later, and cities are taking more than 8,000 of these kinds of actions. And each one of them is reducing carbon emissions from our cities or making our cities more resilient.
From the actions that are underway, we'd save 250 million tons by 2020.
I think that it is not a direct transaction between the rich and the poor, as opposed to it being about collective action amongst all of us to ensure that we're able to mitigate so that we can guarantee a better world for future generations, but we're also able to adapt our infrastructure and practices to current generations and operations in our respective
countries. There is an impression that Africa seems not to be much represented. Only 7 cities. What do you have to say about that, Lord Mayor?
Yeah, first of all, there are criteria and qualification for the cities to join the C40. But one of the criteria is the population. Of course, we are saying about Lagos. I think they are qualified in terms of these. The population. But at the same time, you need also to show the way how you are dealing with the climate change. How do you take actions? I think you have also seen here the Chinese cities are not well represented. I think because maybe they are not, they don't see the importance of measuring. Taking actions that are measurable.
I think this is a fantastic opportunity for Africa for several reasons. To be able to get data that allows better decision making, to be able to utilize the proliferation of mobile devices that is sweeping the African continent, in fact at a rate faster than in the West, as the major form of communication, and to deliver capabilities, whether it's in cloud or other ways, is going to be a way that I believe Africa will be able to propel itself economically through this 21st century.
Do you also make provisions and facilities for cyclists and pedestrians?
A gente promove facilidades para pedestres e ciclistas. Esse é dos novos desafios. Novos modais, mas trabalhar muito na recuperação de calçadas para pedestres e principalmente ciclovias. Vamos chegar a 300 quilômetros de ciclovias na cidade de Curitiba.
So this is one of the main goals of the actual administration. We are going to build 300 kilometers of bikeways. We are known about our pedestrian street. We're the first city in Brazil to have pedestrian streets. They're putting lots of effort in what we call walkable communities.
Okay.
So the human being is the center of all our measures.
We now move on to Signature Restaurant in Johannesburg, where the British Airways launched the use of its Master's credit card. The officials of British Airways, in partnership with ABSA, tell us there are lots and lots of advantages using the Master's credit card.
Well, for us, it's a great opportunity to work with a wonderful partner, British Airways. And it's also a great opportunity to touch customers that we may not otherwise have been able to touch. And so we're hoping to introduce this card, show people that it's a great deal, and really bring them into the fold, if you like.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. So the reason we're launching a credit card today is because we don't have one in the market. So we used to have a credit card with Standard Bank, a British Airways Standard Bank credit card. That relationship came to an end at the end of January, and we've been spending a lot of time and put in a lot of hard work preparing for a new and exciting product, a new credit card with ABSA that we've launched today. We feel that's really important because our customers love collecting Avios, they love flying with British Airways, and they're very strong and loyal customers, and we feel that they need this product and want this product, and we've had that feedback from them. So we're delighted to be able to give them something that they've been looking for today.
So this card that we're launching is really aimed at the affluent travel segment, and with the MasterCard World Reward launch on the card, we're actually created a niche product set that's really going to look at affluent travelers, people that travel frequently, bringing them MasterCard rewards and benefits, in addition to all the other partners that Avios and ABSA's got on board. So the card that you've seen a year ago versus this one, whilst that card is still also earning you Avios points, this one is really a more targeted, segmented, focused launch in terms of really the the frequent traveler in South Africa.
Now, tell us very briefly, what are some of the benefits using this British Airways credit card?
I think one of the key things for me about this credit card is we're not asking people to get into debt. It's not what we're here for. We're not asking people to spend more money than what they would already be spending. What this credit card is about is we understand South Africans love to travel. Our research shows that, we hear that a lot. South Africans love to travel, and it can be expensive to travel. So with this card, through spending money that you're going through your normal day-to-day life, buying petrol, for example, or buying food, you can earn Avios that you can then use for a flight. So we feel it's a very aspirational reward, and we think our customers will love it.
You get priority check-in when you go to the airport, which I think is really important for people. And depending on your spend level, if you spend more, you get more benefits. We have a range of benefits for people which get them into lounges, which get them upgrade vouchers, companion vouchers, even some redemption discounts on getting these reward flights.
I think an exceptional uptake, because this is really the best co-brand card that's being launched in the market. It's got the highest earn rate. It's got the benefits of MasterCard World Reward benefits on there. So globally you can have access to our concierge benefit, our quintessential partnerships. And really, if you look at the rewards that we and the benefits that we put against the card, this is really a card unique and in its own right, the best card aimed at a specific traveler segment.
We will end the show with a teaser on Rob Bell's adventures around the world. This time he was in South Africa. It is the story of man versus the world. Keep watching AEC.
I'm Rob Bell, engineer, triathlete and adventurer. Join me on an extraordinary challenge as I undertake a series of amazing journeys. One snag, no planes, no trains, and definitely no automobiles. It's manpower plus a little help from nature all the way. Welcome.
Today we're here in Johannesburg because we're launching a fantastic new show for Travel Channel called Man vs World, which is an outdoor adventure show which takes a young presenter called Rob Bell, allows him to explore 6 extraordinary journeys in which he has to travel from 2 points on a map, but he's not allowed to use any kind of mechanical engine to do it. He can use bikes, boats, ropes, he jumps off the sides of mountains, he abseils down, he swims, he wild swims, all of this sort of thing, but he's not allowed to use any kind of engine.
In order to keep us on a beam reach, you'll see there's a little arrow over there. Right?
Okay, yeah.
That's where our wind is coming from.
Okay.
It's 90 degrees. If I turn to port, it goes further down. You see that?
Okay.
If I turn to starboard, then she comes up again.
The most exciting thing about South Africa was actually coming to South Africa. When I heard that we were going to be coming here to do the filming for Man vs. World, I couldn't have been happier, because there are so many countries in the world that we could have gone to do adventures and put me through my paces. When I heard we're coming to South Africa, I was just absolutely over the moon, because for me, it's the place to come for adventure and sport and activity, and it didn't disappoint me once.
Which all have one thing in common.
One! Oh, wow.
This journey isn't over yet, so I'm out of my wetsuit and kitted up in my running gear.
I've got to trek way up the coastline in order to meet my blow karting companion. And the only way to do that is to get running. Oh, here we go.
What I hope viewers here in South Africa will take away from that first episode is what an amazing place it is and how much fun you can have, and how much fun foreigners who are coming to South Africa and coming to Cape Town can have there as well. I had an expectation of what I was going to get from the Garden Route and Cape Town, and I can honestly say that my expectations were surpassed massively by all of that. I hope for South Africans there's a sense of pride that they get from watching that show, that they understand and that we've shown it in a way that it is so beautiful, and people from around the world are going to come and want to go and see this for themselves. And for everybody else out there, get down here, come and look at it.